Hi, my name is Laura. I'm with Rethink Junk by Laura, and today we're doing a 2-minute tutorial on the importance of prepping. Prepping is step one, essential, makes all the difference in the world with your paint stick, and all you need is a bottle of prep and a rag to wipe it off with. It's really important to clean your piece. Simple to use, spray it on, spray it everywhere you're going to put the paint. Spray it on, let it sit for a few minutes. If you're doing something super shiny, spray it on, and when we start scrubbing, use a scrubby pad instead of a cloth. We're going to do half of our piece here on the front and show you the difference it makes. You can see the shine go away so that it's really ready for the paint to adhere. So once you've done that, you're going to take that soft rag or the scrubby pad if you're doing something super shiny, or like kitchen cabinets are great with the scrubby pad, and you scrub, scrub, scrub. And now look at what's on the rag. It's absolutely fabulous. Look at all that came off there. Ta-da! Same thing with the front of this. We're going to just rub, rub, rub. You don't have to use water. You don't have to rinse. You're just going to rub the prep off, and then the paint is ready to adhere. And again, remember that scrubby pad. If you're doing something super shiny, it kind of just helps etch into everything. Watch this. It's fabulous. We're doing half of it so you can see how the shine is cut. So you're going to rub, rub, rub. Get all the prep off there. Look at that! The half we did is totally ready for the paint to adhere, shine cut, and it's absolutely awesome. Don't forget to prep. Hi, I'm Laura with Rethink Junk by Laura, and today's 2-minute tutorial is on the magic of scrubby pads. The first use for scrubby pads is with our prep. Use the prep as the first step to cleaning your furniture and getting it ready to paint. Spray the prep on and then scrub with one of our scrubby pads. It really helps loosen all the junk. There's stuff on there that you don't even see. The drawer looked relatively clean when we started, but look what's on the scrubby pad now. Really, really gross. Once you do the scrubby pad, then go back and follow it with just a soft cloth to get everything off. Don't rinse, but that scrubby pad will unearth a bunch of gunk that you can get off. They are wonderful for cleaning with. Look at the difference. That top drawer has no sheen. The bottom drawer is still gunky. The next use, we painted this drawer with sandstone. Once you're done, you gotta trust us on this one. The paint's pretty smooth, but take that scrubby pad and rub it across, and it makes it super, super smooth. Fabulous, fabulous feel once you just rub the scrubby pad across. Scrubby pads are a good thing. Happy rethinking! I'm Laura with Rethink Junk by Laura. Welcome to our 2-minute tutorial, and today we're going to talk about the basics of painting. We've already prepped our piece. You can see we got the rag all dirty. That's our first step. Go back and find the 2-minute tutorial on that. Right now we're going to jump into painting. Our fabulous paint comes in 3 sizes, a pint, a quart, and an 8-ounce sample size. Use a bristle brush with our paint, no chip brushes or foam brushes. This is our before picture of our piece. It's not a very big piece, so we decided we're going to use a pint. You'll have plenty left over. We've already painted the base of our piece, and so now I'm going to show you how to paint the top, and I'm just not a fan of dipping 100 times, so I'm kind of slapping the paint on there in little blotches everywhere. Once you do that, come back in, and I'm just making sure that every part of the top is covered with the paint. So we're just smoothing it out right now. And it's easy to do. You shouldn't have any brush strokes. It self-levels. It'll look even better on the second coat. Usually takes 2 coats. This one will take 2 coats. Sometimes 3 if you're going over a really dark piece with a really light color. Once the paint is everywhere, then we start at one end and just go all the way across, from end to end, all the way off onto the side. You'll have drips on the edge, but you can get those later so that you have a smooth surface across the top. No brush strokes, and everything blends together as nicely as possible because the top of your piece is usually the focal point of your piece. Once we've got the top done, we're going to come back in and get all of those little edges. First coat's a little sloppy. That's normal. It's supposed to be messy looking. Once you come back in with the second coat, you'll be amazed at how much better it looks. This is our second coat going on. After you have painted it, if you turn a fan on, it will dry faster. Turn that fan on and get it dry in probably about 30 minutes. Give it a time a little bit longer to cure if you're doing a shiny piece like this. Be gentle with it for a little while because the paint takes a little while to cure, but is extremely durable once it's cured. We've got our second coat on the top now, and our piece is going to turn out absolutely fabulous. And once we've got all that done, fix our edges up again, let it dry, then we distressed it, and it is an absolutely beautiful piece. When you're finished with your piece, seal it with our flat top or our tough top. Look for our 2-minute tutorials on both of those products for more details. That will give your paint even more durability. Happy rethinking! Rethunk Junk by Laura, and today we're talking about distressing. One of my favorite things to do. This is my favorite kind of sander. It kind of looks like an iron, gets in all those cracks, and the pads Velcro on, so you don't have to try and wrap them around and attach them. Before we started, we prepped our chair and we painted it with blue lace. Now we're going to come in with a sander and we're just going to roll it around in circles. We're using 80 grit sandpaper, which is kind of aggressive, but it really gets in there and gets the paint off because the paint sticks so well. You need aggressive sandpaper, and we're running it across the spindles and removing the paint there. Is personal preference how much sanding you want to do or how little sanding you want to do. These look gorgeous with a bunch of distressing because of all that carved detail that you're highlighting. Looks absolutely fabulous. Once you're finished sanding, take a super wide brush and remove all the sanding dust. That allows you to seal it with our Tough Top without having any sanding dust caught in there. If you have a problem where you feel like you messed up, all you got to do is take a little bit of paint and touch up that spot, smooth it in, feather it in. It's going to dry to exactly the same color, so you can't really mess up when you're distressing, so relax and have fun with it. You can create any kind of look you want. If you look at it and there's mistakes, like right here, take that brush, put it in there with the paint, and feather it in. You can create any look you want, erase anything, add more distressing if you stand back and feel like it needs more. It's a fabulous, fabulous thing to do to highlight any architecture and make a piece truly a work of art. When you're finished, you'll have this, ta-da, beautiful, beautiful chair. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Laura with Rethunk Junk by Laura, and today's 2-minute tutorial is on our vintage white wash. You'll love it. Whitewash is a beautiful option. It is extremely subtle, but it is so versatile. You'll be able to use it on more things than you ever dreamed possible. What we're doing first is taking a brush and we're just putting the whitewash everywhere we want it to go and not worrying about anything other than applying it. Then we're going to go back and do soft, smooth lines so we make it as gorgeous as we want it to be. You can have it rustic if you want more brush strokes in it. If you keep going over it, it smooths out those brush strokes, levels, and is absolutely stunning. So you see you've got some time to play with it. It's a good thing, so just keep going over it until you're happy and it looks the way you want. In the carved detail, we're going to add just a little bit with a small brush, and we're going to squish it into the cracks there. And this is where I will sometimes use just a soft, dry cloth to smush it even further into the cracks and to erase it on the top of the surface so you really see it down in there. It really highlights carved detail beautifully when you do that. Easy as can be. This is another section where we're just going to wipe it on with the brush. And you'll see we're going to continue to use the brush. If you have some areas that are looking kind of weird, like you can see in this video that they do, it's just because you've got a little bit too much wash. So we're just brushing over it. I'll actually use my brush and put some on a rag to kind of make the brush less soaked with the wash, and just keep going over and over it until it looks beautiful. It is that easy to use and that versatile. When you're doing a larger section, we do recommend using a large brush because that gives you less brush strokes if you can use a wider brush. Here we're going to put it in some carved areas. It's going to go right in the cracks there, and I'm going to use the rag again to erase it from the surface. Also remember, as you're using this, you're sealing it as you use it. It is a wax alternative sealer and hardener. That is the reason we called it a wash, and it's extremely durable. Happy rethunking, you're going to love it. Hi, I'm Laura with Rethunk Junk by Laura. This 2-minute tutorial is on our wash sea glass color. Our washes are so easy to use. They're made to be transparent. They are thin. Use a brush to brush them on, and you have time to work with them. So we're going to do the first half of this here and show you how initially we're just using the wash, just applying it with the brush all over the surface. So once you get it everywhere, then you can go back, make long strokes all the way across so it's so smooth and beautiful and subtle. And you've got time to play with little spots like this. If you don't like spots like that, just come back with the brush, smooth them out. Look how gorgeous it's looking. And you can use the sea glass color that we're playing with today. You can use it over the whites, which is what probably most people would think to do, but we're using it over Seaside today, and it makes a bigger difference than you would think. It looks great over the blues, some of the other colors in the line, because it gives it some dimension and some depth that the paint doesn't always have on its own. So it's a beautiful, beautiful sea glass color to use over any of the paints that you want to try it on. We'd love to see what your combinations are, and it's So easy to smooth out. See how beautiful the whole top is looking? It's fantastic. And we're just using a brush. We're not using any kind of rags or anything like we do with some of the glazes. You're just brushing it on till you have a smooth, fabulous finish. See, I went back and got even a piece that I'd done at the top. Now you can use the brush, get the drips that were on the edges, because you are going all the way across with it to have a smooth finish. Then we're going to put it in the molding down here at the bottom. So now I am going to get a rag out and just show you what it can do if you use a little bit of a rag, because I want to squish this into the crack in the molding. So we're going to erase a little bit of it on the top and on the bottom so that we've got it more concentrated in that little crack right there, which is a beautiful look. Try the sea glass wash, you'll love it. Hi, I'm Laura with Rethink Talk by Laura, and this 2-minute tutorial is about our wash, the black pearl color. It's great. Black pearl is a great color for almost all of our paint colors. It looks really, really beautiful over all 24 colors that we've got. Doesn't show up a lot on the midnight, haha, but on the rest of them looks really good. You're going to brush the product on, and you can see I'm just kind of getting it everywhere to begin with. You just want to make sure you cover the surface you're working on. Do a section at a time. That usually helps make it easier to work with. And then once you've got it everywhere, I use the brush to pull through and just make sure that everything is straight. You don't want to do an arc. Make sure your arm is going straight, but make sure everything is straight and everything is smooth. And you've got some work time to play around with it, so don't be worried about having to do it really, really quickly. Here's another way we do it. You can put it on if you want something a little more subtle. What we just did looked a little bit more rustic. Apply the wash with the brush again to the section that you're working on. And then once you've done that, take a dry rag, just any soft dry rag, and just gently wipe, and you'll see that the brush strokes go away, but the color still stays. You'll get it kind of in the corners and in the creases really well. It's very subtle, but it's very, very cool. We're working on the other side now. You can feather the two things together. If you want to work a whole section at a time, you can, but if you're doing a table and it's too big, don't be afraid. You can sit right there. There you go. And just brush it till you feather the two sections in together. And it's easy, easy, easy. The other thing that's really cool is what it does to where you're sanding. It will deepen that wood, which I absolutely love. Look how cool that is. Totally beautiful to use the black pearl over almost any of our paint colors. You will love it. Happy rethunking. Hi, I'm Laura with Rethink Talk by Laura, and today's 2-minute tutorial is to show you how beautiful and easy our warm stone wash is. This one looks exactly like the name suggests, like a warm stone. Look at it going on there. It goes on so smooth. The washes are a little bit more transparent than the glazes and a little bit thinner, so they're easy to apply with a brush. We're applying it to the leg right here, just getting it in the cracks there with the brush. Now we're going to apply it to the top. We're going to go all over the top. We painted this initially with linen and did sandstone on the leather sections. Yes, you can paint leather. And now we're applying the warm stone wash, and we're just kind of getting it everywhere first, and then we go across it all the way across to make it nice and smooth. One of the things you need to remember about this is wash stands for wax alternative sealer and hardener. So once you have used this, there's no need to use any kind of sealer. You have sealed the piece as well when you're doing the beautiful, beautiful wash treatment over the top of it. So it's 2 steps in one, way, way easy. On the top of this one, we went all the way across and then came in and got those little bars in the center so that they look nice and smooth. Look how easy it is to rub it on the trim on the edge of something. You don't have to do the whole piece. You could just do the trim if you wanted to. It's a beautiful product and so incredibly easy to use. Give it a shot and see how beautiful you can make furniture with one of our 4 wash colors. Look how awesome! Happy rethunking. Hi, I'm Laura with Rethunk Junk by Laura, and today's 2-minute tutorial is about how to use our stain top. Stain Top is a revolutionary product that allows you to stain a piece of furniture without sanding at all. No sanding down to bare wood. Now, if you have some little scratches like this, we do recommend you take a tiny little brush and put the Stain Top on the little scratched areas first to fill those in so they're a similar color. You want everything to be as similar in color when you start as possible. And then you're going to take a brush and dip it in, and we are just applying the Stain Top to the entire piece. That's the whole goal right here, is just to kind of get it everywhere. You can use a brush to apply the Stain Top, and you can leave it like that because it's a fabulous rustic finish when you're working with it. Or if you want something that's a little bit more refined, you can go over it with the stain pad, which you'll see us do in just a minute. Our Raven Black Stain Top, so that you can see that it's not a real dark black color. It just really enhances the color of what we've got on here in a really rich way. You can layer the Stain Top colors, which is a beautiful look. You can put the Raven Black and the dark walnut on together. They look gorgeous when you put one on top of the other. It's a really simple project and a really easy process to use this because of the ability to do it without any sanding whatsoever. So we've got it on the whole entire piece now, and we're going to come back and smooth it with the stain pad so you can see what that looks like. And we're just going back and forth. We're just taking it and swiping it gently. You're not trying to remove it or wipe it off. You're just gently wiping it across the surface. Now we're going to do those edges, the front, just wipe it across wherever you had drips. Now we took a minute and let it dry. You didn't see that part. We let it dry, and now we're going to apply a second coat. As you apply coats, they get deeper and they really enhance the look of the furniture. You stop when you want. If one coat is all you want, just put one coat on. It dries in 20 or 30 minutes tops, especially if you have a fan on it. We're smoothing out this second coat, and 2 coats is all we're going to put on this because it really made the wood look beautiful, and we're through. If you put too many, you'll lose the wood grain, which you don't want to do. After you apply the Stain Top and you're happy with how beautiful it is on the surface of your piece, we do recommend applying our Tough Top over the top of it to seal it for extraordinary durability. Thank you so much. Happy rethunking! Hi, I'm Lara with Rethunk Junk by Lara. This is a 2-minute tutorial on dry brushing. It's fabulous. So for dry brushing, these are the supplies you need. You need your paint color, a brush, and a thumb. I love using my thumb for hardware. I'll show you that. So first we're starting with some old iron grates, painted one in the putty color of our paint line, and now we're going to dry brush. A little bit of cotton paint, rub off the extra, and just swipe it across so you see all the architecture. Look how fabulous that is. You can totally see it just totally come to life as you're brushing across. Watch that center medallion. Ta-da! Look how great. Such an easy way to highlight something and make it absolutely stunning. Here we're going to show you on a picture frame. Same thing, put the paint on the brush, wipe off all the extra, swipe it across, and look at the architecture just totally come to life. You see all the little nooks and crannies. It's a beautiful, beautiful option. Works on hardware too. This one's painted gray mist. Gonna rub across that paintbrush with a little tiny bit of paint on it, and you totally see that come to life. Here's where we bring in the thumb. If you've got a little tiny piece, a lot of tiny detail, look how you see the flower and all those little dots now. They totally show up, and we're just rubbing a little bit of paint on our thumb and rubbing it across the hardware piece. It is absolutely stunning, so easy, and makes a huge difference when you're working with something. Look how gorgeous that looks on the furniture. Beautiful. And look at that picture frame. Thanks for joining us. Happy rethunking.